Hello and welcome to this quick pitch video on Robustel's new site survey capability. Site survey is one of the new tools available in the Smart Roaming v3 technology that has recently been released across all of the mainstream 4G and 5G routers in Robustel's portfolio. The one exception is the R1500 series, so the ultra low cost devices don't feature at the moment, but it can be licensed onto those by arrangement in special projects if required. So site survey itself is exactly what it says. If you want to know the performance of a particular site, especially if you're putting 4G or 5G routers into buildings where RF conditions could be challenging, network performance could be problematic, certainly if you stay on a particular network that isn't too healthy. Site survey is designed to give you all of that critical diagnostic information, and I think we can make a claim that it's currently better than anything else on the market. And the reason for saying that is, firstly, you don't need to buy any expensive test equipment. It's integrated into the routers themselves, and the routers themselves have cellular modules or modems inside them, so you already have what you need to talk with 4G and 5G networks. So we leverage that's inside there. And the other important point to make is that with the Robustel site survey, it's not just radio measurements, it's not just layer 2 RF measurements. We also need to know about how good it is, so the ping times and also speed tests, download and upload criteria. So we think it's a massively powerful tool. So let's jump straight in. Here you can see Robustel's router management platform. It's a great way of showing the capabilities. We have site survey group raised here. We're doing lots of SOAK testing across different devices and operating systems. The one we're going to look at today is actually the R1520. It's a very popular Cat4 LTE low-cost device being used in utilities, energy projects, vending machines, industrial controllers. It's very, very well adopted, very popular product. And what's new in the latest firmware that enables site survey, which is part of the Smart Roaming v3 suite, is this tab here, site survey. So we just need to make sure we've got the right date range, and we should see some previous surveys that have been run. So this is a really nice thing about having a tight integration between the router and the cloud platform, is you don't have to worry about where you store your surveys. They upload and are stored all in one place, potentially in the thousands or tens of thousands of surveys, simply and easily in Microsoft's, in Robustel's Microsoft Azure-based cloud platform. Now, because we recognise that many of our customers are not necessarily experts in OFDMA networks and 4G and 5G technology, the most important thing that we've done is tried to create a traffic light type interface. So on the right hand side you can see the basic radio settings, RSRQ, SINR, RSRP. Now today isn't an education in RF, but certainly have a look into what SINR actually means and how it dictates your available bandwidth, because if the signal to noise ratio is good or bad, it has big implications for how well things run for you. So that's worth reading up on. We then have ping times, and we have download and upload times, and all of those metrics are run fully automatically on a per network basis. And a really important thing to consider here is this is fundamentally more useful than any pure signal strength tester, because on modern OFDMA networks, which is what 4G and 5G is built on, just knowing the radio levels isn't really enough to know how well or how fast it's going to go. So we always add ping times, and we always add the speed test settings, which in many ways is kind of the layer over the top that you can use as a general guide for the overall performance and the overall quality of service. So we hope that this traffic light view will make it very accessible for even the non-technical people out there. There's a more detailed view, and one of the things we've seen people doing already is select it, export it, put it into ChatGPT. If there's anything you don't understand about the parameters or the values, ask ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT what frequency band LTE1 or LTE20 or what secondary component carriers are. And that's the beauty of modern AI. We'll be able to take and interpret the data for you, so you don't need to be an expert. Obviously, Robustel's tech support is always on hand to assist with that as well. Another very important feature about Site Survey is the modes in which it can run. So what you can see here is from the cloud platform downwards, I can literally just run a survey anytime on 1 or 1,000 devices in the field. So that's a simple manual initiation. You can also have scheduling, so you can do it certain times a day. In fact, we have people scheduling frequent surveys in conjunction with the latitude and the longitude for things on roadside, on road applications, looking at communications infrastructure. And the other type of survey you can have is automatic. And this is when the device acts as a true test tool. So in automatic mode, you simply plug it in, leave the router for 15 minutes, and then unplug it, go home again. And what happens in automatic mode is it makes all the measurements, it sends them to the cloud, and you don't have to do anything. And one of the really powerful uses of that methodology is previously we've had customers that were visiting site to perform site visits one at a time to get these kind of radio parameters to decide the best network to use at that location. Now, if you have friendly customers that maybe own the buildings or the sites, you can literally send them one of these routers, ask them to switch it on, switch it back off again, and send it back to you. So a typical site visit in Europe is costed at €300. Well, it's probably going to be less than €30 for the freight of a router in either direction, and maybe a little bit of coercion of your friendly customer that can do the plugging in for you. So the ability to export one or all of your surveys is possible. The results are listed here, and then there's a summary history. Again, just need to get the date ranges right. And you can see who performed the test, how it was done, and all of the other sort of auditing features you would expect. So, in a nutshell, let's just get the surveys back. So, in a nutshell, you can have that answer to the classic question, what is the best network at this site? We've been asked that for decades. People like myself that work in this industry, what's the best network? Or how do I tell what the best network is? Or after changes, what's the best network now? And now, finally, after many years of development, 7 years of Smart Roaming v3 evolution and iterations of Smart Roaming v3, we now believe we have a really, really powerful tool that can save you site visits and save downtime where it doesn't need to exist. Just a final note to say that measuring is great, but what about rectifying? What about solving problems? And so the video that follows on from this on remote triage, so how you can actually change the network remotely as well, is a must-watch if you really care about avoiding site visits and keeping your customers' sites running smoothly month after month. So that's all for today. Thanks very much. Bye for now.